The Gato Streamdeck. 15 buttons of pure, absolute streamer and content creator bliss. Fully customizable, can do just about anything you want it to do. You can think it, you can probably program it and make it happen with an Elgato Streamdeck. It is the absolute gold standard for content creators who want increased productivity. Now, don't get me wrong. I like Elgato products. People swear by them. They are amazing. They do what they're supposed to do, and they do it very, very well. A couple of days ago, Elgato introduced a Stream Deck Mini. Now, I was excited. I was hoping it was going to come in, and be that budget-friendly device that we've all been looking for. Now, regular Elgato Stream Deck is about $140, $150. Not terrible money, but it's still a lot when you're not making a lot of money at this, and you maybe still in that hobbyist stage. Now, total cost per button on our regular Elgato Stream Deck is $9.33 per button. Stream Deck Mini comes in at 6 buttons for $100. It's pricey. $16.67 per button. But we can do something a little bit better than that. So I ended up coming across another option with a total cost of hang on, let me see here. Oh yeah, it's $0 a button. Yeah, $0. You got no excuse now to not get that extra productivity. Just a little bit of work involved. I'm going to show you guys how. Alright, so the first one we're going to take a look at is KeySndr. KeySndr's got a server software and an app running. You're going to want to click on that management portal. It's going to open up a web page. Then you're going to click on Create Grid. Once you click on Create Grid, it's going to open up another window here where you can select how many rows of buttons that you want. Now, plan this out ahead of time because it's a pain in the ass to go back and change it afterwards. You're pretty much just going to scrap it and start again. So plan out your buttons, include like 20% extra that you can just create afterwards. So here you can see a 5x5 row set of buttons. So I'm going to show you guys here. We're going to make a button here for Daisy, one of my favorite games. So I've put the title in there. You can also select images. When you go to do this, you're going to need to create a configuration name. You're going to save it. You're going to hit back. Trust me, just do it. Creates the folder. So here I'm going to show you guys where the folder is. So if you go down in here, you're going to see that there is a folder for test. I've put in the image that I want already for my Daisy button. So we're going to go back and I'm going to show you guys. You're going to hit the edit button. Click back on the button you're trying to make. Select that image. Now you can do constrain, contain, and all that stuff. You can play around with the settings. Now I find there's no point having the title on there if you've also got the image, so I get rid of the title to just sit over top, but that's personal preference. Now what you're going to want to do is go down and create a sequence, which is actually going to be your hotkey. So mine for Daisy in OBS is Control-Alt-Numpad-9, so I've set that. You're going to save everything. Now that you're done in there, if you want in this part of it, you can go and select what process that is running on your computer you want everything to enact in. So you can select Streamlabs OBS if you want every button to go in Streamlabs OBS, or you can leave it blank and it'll kind of just be a general hotkey. Alright, now after all that's done, what you're going to want to do is save your entire configuration. Save it all. Now you're going to go into your app and there's a little cloud button on the top. There, you're going to select that, and that's going to allow you to select what configuration you want to use. Now we've only got one listed there, so there won't be anything else in the drop down. We've just got test, so we're going to select that. Now the app is going to try and communicate with the server software running on your computer, and as you can see, it pulls it up, and it pulls up our Daisy button. Now there is a setting in here if you want to have this sit horizontally, but honestly I can't remember where it is. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to show you guys what happens now if we actually press this Daisy button, and boom, look at that. It switches over to my Daisy scene, shows everything I need. Now there's a really cool little thing I think was unintentional with KeySndr. It is officially an Android app and has nothing to do with iOS, but if you click on play, it opens everything up in a web page. On this web page, you can actually click on these buttons. So if you take that web URL at the top there and jam that into an iOS device, it'll actually work and show you everything and let you do everything on an iOS device. It's pretty cool. Just a nice little tip for you guys. Now it's on to the next one, and the one that I currently use, Macrodeck. This is the Macrodeck server and Android app running. You can see that on screen there. Macrodeck is a little bit closer probably to what you'd actually expect for something to take over Gato Streamdeck. Looks probably a little bit more familiar. And we got 15 buttons across the screen, 5 across, 3 down. The cool thing I like about Macrodeck is you aren't just limited to those buttons. You can actually create folders just like you could in an Elgato. So what you need to do is go to the right hand pane here and create some folders. We're going to create one here called page 1. We're also going to create a second folder called page 2 just because we can. So every time you make a new folder, it creates a back button here. I just like my back buttons on the right hand side. It's personal preference. You guys put them wherever you want. So we're going to go back into root here, and I'm going to show you guys how to actually get to those folders. So what you're going to do is not drag, but you're going to click on the button. You're going to go down and hit the advanced, and you can select which folder you want. You're going to hit save, and it's going to put the title in already of what you've named it in that right hand side pane in the tree. You can rename it though. We're going to call this one commands, and we're going to reposition the text to the middle so that way it looks like it's in the folder, because we can do that. So again, verify that's a folder you want it to go to. Just drag it on, and that's it. Now when you click on it, it takes you into page 1. We're going to hit that back button though and go back into root. There's a bunch of other commands here, stuff for Twitter, Spotify, things like that. But most of what you're going to be using this for is going to be keyboard shortcuts. So you can do the same thing here, create a label. You can put a little bit of art on it. So that's the image over top there. Now I've got a bunch of backgrounds already set up for a bunch of the games that I play, for things that I've got scenes for. I find the icons don't really work. It's just something that seems like it's broken. So I always just delete my icon and make sure I've got a background for everything that I want. So all you got to do is go in, select the background image that you want. So we're going to do another one here for Daisy. You're going to go into the advanced settings. Now in the advanced settings, you can set your hotkey stuff here. So you hit the add key, hit control, because control alt and numpad 9 is our scene for Daisy. Now what you've got to do is reorder, so you want to make sure you've got all your key downs before the key ups. So just shift your key ups to the bottom after all your key downs. Now if you want to, you can always add a delay as well, so we can add a 100 millisecond delay there if we really want to. Order that how we need it there, so that way it goes key downs, 100 millisecond delay, then key ups. Now once you're done with that, you just drag it in, and that's it. So I'm going to show you guys now on the Android app. So your IP address and port are all set in there. You're going to hit that connect button. When you hit that connect button, it's going to communicate with the server and pull the information from the server. So if we hit that Daisy button, again, just like in KeySndr, it switches over. Everything does what we need it to do. You hit the folders, everything goes through in the folders, and you can see it follow along in the KeySndr software. Now, I'm not going to be the one to tell you to get an Elgato Stream Deck or a Stream Deck Mini or not to get it. That choice is up to you guys. I'm just telling you guys there are some options out there for a lot less money if you do a little bit of looking around and a little bit of work. Now, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like, hit subscribe, leave a comment if you got some questions or if something you want to see. Till next time, guys, enjoy your content creation. Hope this helps.